No, no, because the total military time that I had, 2 years in the Army with 1 year in combat in Korea, in the field artillery, 955th Field Artillery Battalion. The whole time I was in Korea, I was right on the front line.
Wow.
Now, and then, but later on, I had 4 years in the Air Force, and that's where I was doing my writing and whatnot. So when I came out after 4 years, I was here in Washington, D.C., and I've been here ever since. And so I finally, in 1984, got my book in the form that it's in now, the basic book, which I am now in the process of even updating that. But I had updated it and had it, a lot of the materials, even in manuscript form, copyrighted, even though I didn't know at the time that they didn't copyright manuscripts, but they did copyright mine for some reason, because I told them it was the way I explained it in the Copyright Office is that this was compensatory publishing, and because that's the title of my book. I finally gave it a title, The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept. Now, that's a long title, which is explained in the book, because if I didn't explain it, no one would know what that meant. The United Independent Compensatory Code System Concept. What does that tell anybody? Nothing, unless it's explained what it means. So I said, well, if anybody sees that on the cover of a book, they won't know what that is. Is this some type of technical manual for fixing cars or what? So I said, I'll put a subtitle there, which I did. And the subtitle is A Textbook Workbook for Thought, Speech, and/or Action for Victims of Racism. Victims of racism, and then I had to start defining my own terms. Racism is white supremacy, and white supremacy is racism. I started out with that concept. The two are synonymous. There's no other form of racism except white supremacy. Now, this is me talking. This is my opinion. And I said, now, making these statements, I got to be able to explain them and defend them all the way. Because once you say something, you're supposed to be telling the truth, and you're supposed to be able to validate that truth from all challenges. So I said, okay, I'm going in with that philosophy. You just don't throw words out there just any kind of way and hope that they work. You better be precise about what you're saying. And you should be. Everybody should be. Because this is a part of the overall concept. Precision and focus. Clarity.
And clarity.
Never any confusion. So I started off with that, just that opening, saying it's the only form of racism, functional racism, that actually exists. Now, there's a lot of theoretical racism, but the only functional racism is racism in the form of white supremacy. And that form of racism in the form of white supremacy is the only form worth considering, and that it is worldwide, and it is the most dominant political and religious force among the people of the planet. And that system should be changed and replaced with a better system, that better system being the system of justice. Then, having said that, I had to give that a definition.